But I will say that these are the types of moments that bring Americans together, and there's real hope in that.
Okay.
Well, if you had to pick, if your brother's talking about immigration and in his speech today, but what about if the president has to choose gun control? Which one is Rubio now on the Republican side, putting forth ideas that frankly fit pretty darn well with what the president has discussed?
Well, I think honestly, Aaron, immigration reform is easier. That doesn't mean it's less important, but it's easier. I think gun safety and gun control will probably come first. That said, it's going to be a heavier lift on gun control.
And do you think, because you must know a lot about both sides of this, in terms of Marco Rubio as well as some of the Democratic ideas, that an immigration deal can get done, a real deal, not a little tweak around the edges kind of thing, but a real long-term fix?
I believe it will get done. I believe the American people on November 6th of 2012 gave a mandate for Congress to get it done, and that's why I think you see people of both parties speaking out in favor of immigration reform now.
William, when we got to the state of Texas in particular, on CBS's Face the Nation today, they were speculating the Republicans will lose their iron grip on Texas, and that within 2 presidential cycles, the red state would effectively become more Democratic and turn purple. Do you see that happening?
I do, and for 3 reasons. First, because of the demographic. Texas has done better economically than most states. We've had a real influx of folks moving in from other states that are moderating Texas. And thirdly, because the Republican Party there has gone so far to the right, it's forgotten to invest in the basics of being competitive in the 21st century global economy, and it's beginning to lose the business community, the moderates in the state.
By the way, I've never met any Latinos who can't dance, so are you guys
well,
going to
make your first 2 right now. Man, that's 2.
Here's first highly inappropriate comment of the evening.
That's not inappropriate. I never have.
No offense taken there.
You can't dance, really? Come
really.
on. Of course you can. I bet they can. They always say things like that. Anyway, we're waiting for the President and First Lady's first dance of the night. Looking forward to see what their choice of song is, and indeed how they dance, because they're groovy movers too. But first, another moment from today's celebration.
Air suspension in the 2013 Ram 1500. Engineered to move heaven and earth. Guts, glory, Ram. The new Ram 1500. Motor Trend's 2013 Truck of the Year.
Everyone's retirement dream is different. How we get there is not. We're Americans. We work, we plan. Ameriprise Advisors can help you like they've helped millions of others. To help you retire your way with confidence. That's what Ameriprise Financial does. And that's what they can do with you. Let's get to work. Ameriprise Financial, more within reach.
I missed you. Missed you too.
That just get weird?
Yes.
Kill him by 10 a.m.
So who's gonna do it?
It's me. What do you want to do until then?
Get down! Stand Up Guys has got the goods. Clever, entertaining, and fun.
There's no key.
It's a button.
Oh.
Man, this is like the future.
Pacino, Walken, and Arkin are at the top of their game.
It's like the old days.
It's better.
The New York Times raves it's a bad boy bucket list.
I had a good time tonight. Me too.
Stand Up Guys. Rated R. In theaters February 1st.
Like a lot of things, trying to find a better job can be frustrating. So at University of Phoenix, we're working with a growing list of almost 2,000 corporate partners, companies like Microsoft, American Red Cross, and Adobe, to create options for you. Not only that, we're using what we learned from these partners to shape our curriculum, so that when you find the job you want, you'll be a perfect fit. Let's get to work.
CNN Sunday night, the CNN documentary that asks, what is black and who decides? Who is black in America? A Soledad O'Brien Report, CNN Sunday night, 8 Eastern.
After 65 million years, they've returned. Dinosaurs at the Donald E. Stevens Convention Center. Experience up to 60 life-size dinosaurs, including the menacing T-Rex. Touch, learn, and even ride the dinosaurs. Countless activities for kids of all ages. The Dino Dig, gym and fossil panning, the Dino Den, dinosaur inflatables, and dinosaur rides. Spend the day with dinosaurs in Rosemont. Friday through Monday at the Donald E. Stevens Convention Center. DiscoverTheDinosaurs.com.
You want a new VW. You want convenience? A great deal? What works for you? We do at Volkswagen San Francisco. We're minutes away. Our family's been here since the 40s. Our overhead's low, so we've got deals that'll work for you too. Like VW models as low as $99 a month, including 2013 Jetta SE automatics from just $99 a month to lease. And 0% APR financing is available on Jetta TDI, Passat TDI, and Beetle TDI models. And when you buy here, your tax dollars stay here. Shop online at go2sfvw.com or see us on South Van Ness.
This is CNN.
Speech. Also for those naked pictures of Joe Biden at the beach. Have you seen them? I influenced kings and world leaders. Held Hemingway right like he did. And I'll bet you a drink or two that I can make you put that lampshade on your head. 'Cause since the day I left Milwaukee.
That was Brad Paisley performing earlier this evening, the Commander-in-Chief ball. We are, of course, waiting to see President Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama visiting these balls. A lot of eyes will be on what Michelle Obama is wearing. A lot of designers are no doubt watching, waiting for that as well. President Obama today went out of his way during his second inaugural address to touch on climate change, something which he really didn't address at all over the last 4 years. He did get specific, mentioning the recent wave of severe weather that some have linked to climate change, to global warming. Here's what the president said.
We will respond to the threat of climate change, knowing that the failure to do so would betray our children and future generations. Some may still deny the overwhelming judgment of science, but none can avoid the devastating impact of raging fires and crippling drought and more powerful storms.
I want to bring in our panel, Van Jones, Sally Quinn, Margaret Hoover, and Cornell Belcher. Van, were you surprised to hear him talk about climate change and really kind of go on about it? Really, we haven't heard much over the last 4 years about it.
Well, I was pleasantly surprised. I don't think that we've really done a good job in society right now dealing with this question. You have a dust bowl forming right now. We have one of the biggest droughts since really the Dust Bowl, since the Great Depression, before the Great Depression. We had wildfires like we've never seen before all across the West. We had this massive storm and no discussion about it. And I think that was one of the great failures of the American political system, the media system, to not address this. Meanwhile, the scientists are getting more and more concerned and more in unity. Now there's greater unity on the question about humans causing global warming than there's unity among scientists about smoking causing cancer. So you have the highest level of unity you can have among scientists and still no action. So I thought it was very, very important that he do what he did.
Cornell, you're a pollster. I mean, years ago, did politicians do polls on climate change and find out it was a dirty word? Because it really is not something that has been discussed in the political realm much.
Well, two things. One is I kind of push back on the idea that, he didn't get around to it his first term. He was a little busy with the economy going off a cliff. But to a certain extent, it does sort of speak to the Obama coalition, that very unique coalition. And to those younger voters, particularly those younger voters, this is a really big issue. When you look at sort of what he laid out around gay issues and around climate control, this really sort of speaking very much to that Obama-based coalition. And to them, the climate change and energy independence is a top 5 issue concern.
Well, I think, one of the problems here, you just mentioned the economy. Climate change is a huge economic issue. Could be the biggest economic issue we have in the country. Look at what's going on in New Jersey. Billions of dollars. Every time there's a fire or a flood or a tsunami or a tornado or whatever, it's costing us huge amounts of money. This is a major economic problem. So not only that, but the religious community has taken the environment on, and they have really been working Obama over on this. This is God's creation, this earth, and we are destroying God's creation.
And he actually used that language. I thought that was
right.
very interesting. He used the language about taking care of God's creation and bringing in that religious language. I do think that this has always been his number 3 issue, his number 4 issue, but I think that 20 years from now, this is going to be the number 1 issue that people look back on and judge him on, because by then, if we believe our scientists, we have no reason not to, we're going to really be paying the cost for our inaction.
Let's go back to the Commander-in-Chief's inaugural ball to listen to the national anthem being performed.
Performing the national anthem under the direction of Colonel Larry Lang, please welcome the United States Air Force Band.
Welcome to the inaugural ball.
That'd be my luck.
Once again, I want to say welcome to the inaugural ball.
National anthem being performed at the inaugural ball, one of 2 official balls tonight. The Commander-in-Chief ball is also in the same area, the same structure as the inaugural ball. The inaugural ball is much larger. The Commander-in-Chief ball was begun back in 2005 by then-President George W. Bush. Again, we're joined by our panel, Sally Quinn, Cornell Belcher, Margaret Hoover, and Van Jones. We were talking before about climate change. How much can the president really do? What do you see him doing, given him wanting to make efforts on gun control, on the budget, on the deficit?
Let me say 2 things I think he can do.
I got to interrupt you for Miss Alicia Keys. I'm sorry. I want to hear what Van Jones said, but I want to hear what Alicia Keys said.
Today is an incredible day, and you can feel the energy everywhere that you go. You know, in so many ways, every day is a new day and a new chance. A new chance to be our best, to serve our highest purpose. Yeah. So I'm gonna need your help tonight, you know, because I'm up here all by myself. I just wanted it to be me and you. So help me celebrate this most monumentous day. Yeah. I'll tell you what to do. I need you to say, people say, party people say, hey.